Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this is lab. This is week, well, 9, probably, where we have lab blocks. It was lab thing. All the controls implemented, the boundaries are implemented as well. The reason why you see the first wall and forgotten wall is because I first made a wall that was on the bottom boundary. Then I copied and pasted that wall to the top. Then I rotated it 90 degrees, put it on both sides. But once I watched the tutorial long enough, I found out those walls were no longer necessary. I'm just leaving them there because I kind of want to keep them there. Anyways, we have motion in the game. The ball doesn't rotate, and I can take it to a player. Oh god, did I mess something up? Well, they're rotating on their y-axis. It works as intended. Just a minor misstep on my part. The ball cannot leave the boundaries that are set for it. So it looks like it stops at the bottom and the very top of the screen. The walls far exceed the ball's boundary limit, so it is unable to escape. It actually looks kind of like a pinball game you would see. Bump, bump, whoop. Then, game over. And we have the trigger activated on this, so the ball can pass through it, so we can associate an event with it, then destroy it later, of course. It all works as intended. The movement is simple, the game design it works. I just like giving silly names to things because that makes it a bit more fun for me sometimes. I follow the video's tutorial pretty strictly, which, yeah. I remember finding my own method to do this. I didn't have the rigid body, but I forgot how to do that in the past. So, I'll figure it out again in the future, but right now I'm not too concerned with it. Play a rigid body, add force, simple enough, easy enough, good with me. And the transformations, since I basically thought, okay, I could use that already to basically just make walls, and just thought, oh, they were making walls, so I thought, oh, I didn't need to do that because they were making walls already. So that's why I have 4 walls. Then later I found out it was only 2 walls we needed. So I'm keeping those other 2 walls in. You can slap me across the face and call me Samantha or Bobby, whoever you want to call me. I'm keeping those 2 walls in because they deserve to exist or something like that. They're my mistakes. They get to stay. They're good boys. Anyways, as you can see, everything's set with simple means player get components, rigid body, simple enough, saves me time, or rather allows it to look more clean in the code, because what am I going to have player rigid body's purpose be in any other case? I can understand making it public, where we can just add it on ourselves and not need to add code, but doing it via private would allow it to just avoid any trouble that would make it messy in the UI area. If it's a bit more messy in the code area, that's annoying, but fine overall. Everything works as intended. Minor discourse with how I did the game, because I messed up the Y thing by not freezing that rotation. But still looks like it would have rotated anyways, even without it. Because despite having now the rotation, me adding rotation to it, I mean, removing all rotation from it, it still looks like it's rotating even though it's not. Okay, another thing is that it gives me a good example of how balls should look, or objects should look, depending on their shading or position to the lighting. I'll keep that in mind in the future. That may help me in art projects. Not here, but it will help me with understanding how light should look in art projects, which will be nice. And for added bonus, I guess I'll show you some of my own game. It will stay open. Just so you know, I am a gigantic procrastinator. So this whole game right here is what I made originally. Okay, movement. Oh, I guess I used art rigid bodies here. Okay, never mind. Because I'm a giant liar. The idea I have right now is possibly adding in a shadow, then a z-axis or fake z-axis to possibly use here. That's at least an idea I have recently, but everything else should be normal-ish. The sprite movement works as intended. The camera follows the player with these. Stopping in any direction makes the player remain facing that direction, which saves me time. The diagonals are just going to be annoying to do, but they work as intended. And collision exists. Though I could have made it more realistic by making it smaller on this object, but it's not big enough a problem for me to be concerned. The biggest problem I see myself causing is the little sprite problems that you see right there in the game. Or game view, I guess. This is all the progress I did before joining the game design class. Well, most of it. The other one is just me trying to do the same stuff in 3D. Anyways, the biggest thing I'll need to find out is how to put that cloud onto a lower layer than the character. Or rather, just make it look like it's behind the player as they jump or do whatever. That's what I see myself needing to do. And yes, I want to use this object as a destroyable object if I can find out how to add in a attack, which from our experiences so far, I definitely can do. It's just a jump I still want to do here first. And 3D seems like it will be a pain in my butt to figure out how to do everything. So that's basically everything. That's how the games work, the code, and yeah. While I'm not the brightest man, I seem to have a decent understanding of how things work. Well, I will upload this, well, tonight. I'll do my work. I'll finish the work tomorrow. I guess later, because it's technically tomorrow already. Yeah, I have a horrible... Ladies and gentlemen, good night. Sleep tight. And don't let the dead bugs bite.